Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tie Talks, part 2. I am here this week with Molly Bundrant.
Hi.
Is the president of the Sharon City Council. She's a member of our Alumni Society, and she is a very fantastic person and a friend. And I'm excited to be here. Molly, how are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing really well. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here, where you're from?
I'm from Sharon. I was born here. I left to go to Penn State, and then against my wishes, I actually came back. I wasn't planning on coming back, but life brought me back. I'm going to be 42 next month. I have 3 kids. I'm married to a wonderful husband, and I'm the president of the Sharon City Council. That's what everybody knows about me, but I also work as a behavior intervention specialist for the SCORE program, and that's up at the Sharon City School District. I'm in the middle school. A wonderful program. That's what I do. That's what I do daily.
Yeah. Okay. And I like your shirt. We got to point out the shirt.
Thank you. My favorite.
You went to Altoona, right?
I did. I went there for 2 years. Penn State was always where I was going to go. We're a Penn State family, so I kind of didn't really consider a whole lot of other places.
Yeah.
I applied to a few other, but I just kind of did it for doing its sake. I knew I always wanted to go to Penn State. It was really just never a question.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. What was your
those things? Everybody went there. Everybody's going there. It is what it is.
Gotcha. What'd you major in?
I majored in HDFS, which is Human Development Family Studies, and my focus was on children, youth, and family. So I'm actually working in my field.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, and you did 2 and 2, right? You did 2 at Altoona and 2 in State College.
I did, yeah.
Do you have a preference of which you like better?
I'm gonna go with State College. To Altoona when it was still very tiny, like before they built up around campus. Yeah. It was very, very far just to get to Sheets, and that was like the closest building where there was life outside of Altoona. So it was a lot more fun being up in State College.
Do you have a favorite bar or restaurant in State College?
What's that?
Do you have a favorite bar or restaurant in State College?
You know what? I do. My favorite restaurant, I know, is Irving's Bagels. I worked there, and the people that run that place were so amazing, and they had such great attention to detail, and everything was so fresh. And that's where I worked. Yeah. The whole time I was up there. I did that, and I babysat for some professors.
Okay.
It was my favorite restaurant because everything was fresh and it was delicious. I love the deli, and there was a lot of like bars that I would go to once I was 21, and we always had a good time, but that's the place that I continue to go to every time I go up there. Like I have to go get a sandwich, or I pick up their tuna or chicken salad. It's fantastic.
Okay. All right.
There next time. Honestly, if you've not tried it, you should.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Did you back here, or did you stay in State College?
I did. I had planned to stay in State College. I actually had 2 jobs lined up, and this was just the very end of my senior year. My dad told me I had to come home because my brother-in-law had found me a paid internship.
Okay.
And I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. And he was like, yeah, you definitely 100% are. And they came and like picked me up, and I had to come home, and I met my future husband at that job. So that's what made me end up coming home.
Gotcha.
So I remember, and I can't remember what it was, but I remember that I was complaining about something. He kind of said to me, well, then why don't you run? And I remember thinking that it was absolutely ridiculous. Like, why would I don't have any business running for city council. And my uncle was the one that talked to me. And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, you have every business to do that. This is where you grew up.
Yeah.
You're passionate about the town. Who would do it if you don't do it?
Right.
And then I got to really thinking, like, if we all complain about it, but nobody steps up to do anything about it, then it's not going to get better. So I ran, and at that point it was too late to get put on the ballot. So I tried to do a write-in campaign, and I really didn't know a whole lot about it. And I did not, obviously I didn't get on. The rules to that are very hard. I didn't make it. But then it gave me another 2 years to work on it. I had my son in those 2 years too, so I feel like that kind of worked out the way it was supposed to. And so I got on the ballot, I ran, and I made it. I was the top vote getter that year. And it was really kind of cool because I was very scared to do it. It's one of those that putting yourself out there for an election is something that's really terrifying, because you're putting yourself out there under a microscope. And in essence, if people don't think that you're good enough to do it, they don't vote for you and you don't get in. So it was pretty scary, but I'm glad I did it because it ended up working out.
Right. And you're the first woman to be president of the Sharon City Council.
Yeah,
Right.
totally didn't know that. So that was exciting too. It was a big deal. I hadn't thought about it up until I think we were at the meeting and somebody raised their hand and they were like, hey, you're the first, female president to sit for Sharon City Council. And I was like, yeah, okay. It was really it's a big deal. Oh.
Yeah, that's a big honor. That's a big congratulations. And you're the first Penn State woman president of the city council. So.
Yes. Throw that in there. Really, I think it's kind of going to be the heart, because when I think of Penn State and I think of State College, I think of, little shops, a lot of people coming into town to visit students, or, coming to town from outside areas to go to classes. And then you have these times in between classes where you need something to do. And I feel like the downtown area is growing. I mean, obviously there's plenty of restaurants there right now, but with the amount of, apartments going in, new restaurants going in, and just the amount of recreation that we're adding to town, the bike trail that goes up to the park. We're looking to put ball fields in just right around the corner from Penn State. Like, we have so many things working toward having a lot of recreation downtown for our students. And we're hoping that with the more, athletic teams that we have at Penn State, the more opportunities to have recreation downtown close to campus, that it'll bring more students. And we all know that more students coming to town is going to create that pulse. It's going to be kind of the heartbeat of downtown.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Really excited. This is like, I honestly can tell you that when we talked about donating as a city toward the scoreboard and being a part of bringing back athletics at Penn State Shenango, I got really passionate about it. And I, kind of presented to the board and was like, listen, you guys, like, this is something that is very big for the city of Sharon. This is something that's going to continually bring people into town. We want to make it a home for people. They want to come to Penn State, and we want them to feel like they're a part of Sharon, a part of Penn State, and we want it to be home, and we want it to have a good vibe, and we want it to be welcoming. And I said, listen, it'll be like a little mini version of downtown State College. And that was my dream. And a couple people kind of chuckled, and I'm like, it's okay. It's going to take time. Yeah. We'll get there. I really think we will.
Yeah. You are a member of our Penn State Shenango Alumni Society.
Yeah.
When did that first start? And can you tell us a little about what the society does?
I asked our president, and we think it was like 2012, 2013, because I hadn't had my son yet. So weird story. So my mom has a friend who had been on the board, and she was ready to move on and step off the board, but she didn't feel comfortable doing it without replacing herself.
Right.
She was like, my mom's name is Sharon. She was like, hey, Sharon, I noticed your daughter posts a lot of stuff online about Penn State. Do
Yeah.
you think you'd be interested? And I was like, I didn't even know, like, they had an alumni society downtown. I said, I didn't go, to Penn State Shenango. And there's, no, that's okay. Come down and see what it's about. And when I went in, I did know there were a few familiar faces. And then when I got to sit in and listen to what their goal was, it just really knocked my socks off, because what we do is we raise funds for student scholarships. Like, we try to give money to people who are in that crack where, you're not available, you don't have availability to get certain scholarships. And we're trying to like meet that need, just to take a little bit off of people so that they're a little less stressed financially. We do that through our golf outing. Before COVID, we had like annual dinners and just fun stuff like that. And honestly, I really miss a lot of those activities because we haven't had one in some time because of COVID. And I'm really looking forward to getting back to them, because those dinners that we have are my favorite.
Right.
It's an intimate setting. You get to sit and talk to people. You learn, so much about, other Penn Staters. And we've had Bill O'Brien come. We had Jay Paterno come after his book came out. It's been really special. We've had a lot of really nice people come. Patrick Chambers came at one point. We've been really lucky with the amount of people that we've been able to get to come. And when we had our gala, we had a lot of people too. It's really something else. It's pretty cool.
Right. And I know our golf outing raises a ton of money for our scholarship. And the women's basketball gift recently was to start the program. So
cool.
I think people, at the campus appreciate the Alumni Society and all they do. So
it's a big deal. I mean, we're not even at full capacity, which is 25. And for the amount of funds that we raise, I really do feel like not to, toot our own horn, because it's not just about me, but it's a really big deal because we really believe in what we're doing. So it's pretty exciting, and I'm very proud. I'm really super proud of our group and what we've been able to do. It's pretty exciting.
And to segue into something, the Alumni Society, for anyone who, is watching this and would like to contribute, the Alumni Society is having a virtual 5K starting November 27th. And it's, all our events were canceled this year. So we thought this would be a cool way to kind of raise money. And it's a competition against the other campuses.
Right.
So do you like our chances to win that?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Because, and I just checked with Aaron earlier, who's our alumni president. And I was like, hey, are these stats still good? Because and this is of all, every alumni association. We are ranked number 1, Penn State Shenango, our little tiny alumni society, is number 1 among Commonwealth campus alumni societies in total endowment size. And we're top 5 across all affiliate groups in total endowment size.
Right.
We're totally going to win this.
It's fantastic.
I have no doubt. We are so ready.
Right. And we're so happy to have you on the Alumni Society. And
probably tell myself to do exactly what I did. I think that we all make choices, and it leads us down the path we're supposed to go. Have fun, do good in school, balance your work and your social life because you have to, and don't waste your time on things that exhaust you. I'm happy with all my choices, but if there were one thing I would probably change, it would be just not spending so much time on things that are exhausting. Do things that you're passionate about, because once you finally do things that you're passionate about, you're a happier person.
Right.
And that's my alumni society, and I have my job during the day, and I have my children. They obviously make me very happy, but being a part of the Alumni Society and being a part of Sharon City Council are two of the things that truly make me very happy.
Right. Well, that's awesome.
Penn State is bigger than a place. It's bigger than a football team. It's bigger than a hockey team. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's like a feeling that you get when you're around other people, you know, that are from Penn, that are Penn Staters. It really is. Because when you think about Penn State, it's because of the people who you're with. And for me, it's whenever I'm in the company of my Penn Staters. That's my favorite Penn State memory. And I do remember there when we were up at Penn State and State College. When I went to Altoona, I didn't know a single soul. And I made a lot of friends. And when we all went up to State College, there was, you know, so many, you know, people from Altoona, but we all kind of just scattered. You know, you get into your major and it kind of, everybody just kind of scatters. And people from home started to transfer up from Penn State Shenango. And we used to meet, there was a small group of us, and it changed periodically depending upon who was able to, but we would meet on Thursday mornings at the corner room and get the early bird special for breakfast.
Really?
And it was like the best time because it was just like a time to slow down. We got a wonderful breakfast for under $3. And like, we all just kind of like felt better because we were with people from far away. And I remember just really cherishing that I had those people in that little time to reconnect in such a big place when I felt so small. Which changed eventually, but you know, the first year it was a lot. So
Yeah. Whew.
yeah, right.
Good. That was good. I need that. That was awesome. Thank you again for joining us on Tie Talks. And
Sure. Thanks
you know,
for having me. This was nice and I appreciate it. I can't wait to see more.
yeah, yeah, of course. And you know,
Tie
you're the
Talk.
president of the city council, and we can't thank you enough for what you do. So signing off. Goodbye, viewers, and thank you, Molly, again.
Anytime. Thanks a lot. Bye, Ty.